Today we are talking about people who are already good. You're people who, most of our clients, the overwhelming majority of our clients, they want help with their singing. They perceive that they have a problem or more than one problem, but they want to be able to express themselves better, more accurately, whatever. So we become problem solvers. That's our job. But then we've all had that client, or maybe we've had more than one of these clients, who doesn't really have a problem. She just loves to sing. She loves to sing. So she thought she would nurture her love of singing, or her parents thought they would nurture her love of singing by taking singing lessons. Yay, stands to reason. So there she is in our studio. She's a wonderful singer just as she is. She's really good. She could do all the stuff, right? So we immediately go into doctor mode. Well, we did that on the first lesson with her, and we were okay with that. But then we got to know her a little bit better, and we see that anything she wants to do, she can do. And we are wondering why she's in singing lessons, right? Her singing is free and it's easy, it's musical, it's expressive, she's happy. Why is she here? Why is she in my studio? Friends, there are ways that you can help. You can use your musical smarts to help this person, and it may not be what you think. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I might surprise you a little bit, so stay with me. I am Meredith Colby. I am the author of Money Notes, How to Sing High, Loud, Healthy, and Forever, which introduces Neuro-Vocal for popular styles, a way to sing and teach popular styles that is based on neuroscience. I provide teacher training every Monday. Not always live. Today it's live. It's not always live, but it's always there. And I am teaching a class right now on Neuro-Vocal. Neuro-Vocal Teacher Training and Certification is the fancy long name for it. Oh, I think I have a thing for it. And so I have a full class right now, the winter session. We start the summer session in April, and I would love for you to join me on that. If you would like more information, you can go to ℸ𝕆ℙ𝕊𝕆𝔻𝔻. You would think I have this figured out by now, but I don't. So ℸ𝕆ℙ𝕊𝕆𝔻𝔻.com and under classes, and take a look and get the information and join us. I'd love to have you join us. So hearts and thumbs, you guys. It is the currency of social media. So if you see this, give me a heart, give me a thumbs. It helps. It helps me. And it doesn't cost you a darn thing, not one thin dime. So just click that little heart. Also, if you are here with me today or later, doesn't matter, I check, add to the chat. Say, comment, question, challenge me, don't care. Anything you want to share, I want to hear it because I'm that kind of person. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my title. Doink. Okay. There are a lot of things you can do to help this person. And this person has come to you because singing is what she loves. And she wants to know more about it. And she wants to nurture that love of singing. So that's why she's in your studio. And there's a lot you can do to help her. There are also some things you should not do. And I'm going to do something which I don't normally do, which is I'm going to risk offending you a little bit. I hope you know that what I'm saying is not personal. It is my opinion. I own it. And I probably need to say it. Well, okay, here's how I'll say this. I don't think anyone else is going to tell you. So I'm going to tell you. So I hope you don't get mad at me. But if you don't, even if you don't like it, please hear it, okay? Because I think you know that I want the best for you. So I'm going to start with a couple things you should not do. So where is it? There we go. No? Yes. The first thing you should not do is to create a problem where none exists. And by that, I mean, if the person who comes to you is singing pop music and she's singing great and that's what she loves, and you're thinking, she's a really good singer. She could do crossover or she could do classical. Please don't just go ahead and work on that just because you think it's a good idea or just because it happens to be something you are amazing at teaching. Please do not do that. Just because you're a rock star at teaching crossover doesn't mean that she necessarily wants to learn how to sing music theater. She may have no interest in music theater or no intention of going into music theater. So if she's not, if she doesn't perceive that as a problem, her inability to sing music theater or classical music, then it's not a problem. I'm going to recommend to you the work of Jessica Baldwin. She has been leaning more and more into exploring the inner child of singing. And she's been writing about it. She's an excellent writer. And she's been writing to us, we voice professionals. But it's great wisdom. And I think that, thanks for the thumbs. I think that her wisdom will inform your teaching if you read it. She's a great writer, and I love the things that she's saying to us as voice educators about nurturing the musician, the inner musician, the inner child that we all carry with us. So anyway, I'm going to, along the lines of don't create problems, I want to recommend Jess's writing. The other thing I'm going to say to you about that is please get actual training. Please get actual training in teaching popular styles. I'm saying this because I care. If you are an independent or adjunct teacher and you do not have pedagogical training that is specific to teaching popular styles, which you probably don't because it never was available to you, please make the investment. Find the time, find the money. I know it's a big deal and it takes time and money. And nobody has enough of those things. I get it, but please do it anyway. I would love to have you join my summer session of my neurovocal training. That's specifically for popular styles, and people rave about this course. Everybody loves it. I only have 12 people in each class, you guys. They're very, very little and high touch. And this is the last class that I'm offering for this year, 2023. I know that sounds weird in March, but it's true. I only do 2 classes a year. So I'm welcoming you to be one of those fantastic teachers who take neurovocal training, please. I also want to recommend to you this blog. And this blog is, everybody who writes for this blog is an authority on training for popular styles. Okay, the singingandpopularmusics.com. So you can, if you don't like me, you can go look, and there are other people who offer classes through that blog, and everybody there is an expert, and there's just a wealth of information and resources on that blog. So please take a look at that. Whether you are a self-trained teacher who has a lot of performance experience, and that's what brought you into teaching, or you're a college-trained teacher who came through the Western classical system, you have to have some kind of pedagogy for popular styles, please, please, please. So, because that really matters. Now let's talk about the plus. We're going to move over to the plus column and talk about your magic, working your magic, okay? And how you can work your magic with this person who is already really good. Now, let us assume that this person is happy with the way she sings and that she actually is, let's say she's a pop singer and you've explored music theater and she's like, yeah, I don't really care about music theater. So you're like, okay, well then what are we going to do? Here are some things that we can do, okay? The first thing is you can introduce different genres to this person. So this is just a repertoire thing. Learn songs. Show her the different kinds of genres that are available. You never know. You might find some little like magic acorn of her singing. It turns out, right? I have a 28-year-old who's totally in love with the like crooner, female crooner singers of the 60s, like, and 50s and 60s, Julie London and people like that. Okay, like that's what she loves. Go figure. So we're exploring what makes those genres what they are. Why do we love these singers? So that can be really fun. In fact, that can be a whole studio project if you want. Like you could have everybody explore more Motown for a session. And then like that's what your performance is at the end. And everybody learns something about Motown. So you can do, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this individual singer. So explore different genres. That might be really fun for both of you. You could create a project-based work. So 2 weeks ago, I think it was maybe 3 weeks ago. Anyway, my most recent live stream was about different venues wherein people can perform. And it is very likely that the person that you are working with is not aware of all the options that are available to her as a performer. So even if she's in high school, there are places you can sing during the day. There are contests. There are venues. There are band opportunities. There's a lot of opportunity. And this person is like, they don't know where to start. So you can explore with them because you know so much and you forget how much you know. So you can explore with them. What are some places that you can, what kind of audience are you interested in? What do you like? Do you love little kids? Great. Let's do that. Whatever it is. So you can create a project-based work. So for instance, I'm going to give you a couple of for instances. So one of my students is very interested in getting with a band. And so we are working on creating videos. And right now she's in the process of just making videos just for fun so that she gets comfortable making videos and slightly less self-critical, and that she can, well, we'll get to the other part. So ultimately, we want to upload 2 or 3 videos that sound really great and that she's really happy with, so that when she reaches out to bands, she can say, hey, look at this. Here are some videos. You can take a look at me. So she doesn't have to, drive half an hour to some weird audition. She can just say, here you go. Here's me. So that would be a project-based thing. A few years ago, one of my students who loves music theater and is a doctor, so she cannot be in a music theater production because of her schedule. So she created her own cabaret act. And that was a project that we worked on for a long time, months, so that she was ready to go. She had all her music and she had her patter and she knew what she wanted to do. And she was instantly working whenever she wanted to, which wasn't that much, frankly, because she had a family and a job. But it was a really good fit for her, both in terms of the kind of music she wanted to do and the kind of time she had available. So finding projects for your students and working on them together, particularly the ones who aren't needing that much of your pedagogical how to sing smarts, you can apply this other kind of smarts to them. Another one is performance skills, which is the thing I almost started talking about, but I'm trying to stay in my format here. So performance skills, this is a thing. This is one of my very small soapboxes. I have big soapboxes and little soapboxes. This is one of my little soapboxes, that singing is a performance art. And yet, show of hands, did anyone here get any coaching on performing outside of theatrical performing? So I didn't. We learn, if we get an opportunity to sort of sing in an opera or sing in a music theater situation, then we get that sort of acting coaching with our singing. But as just, I'm a singer standing on a stage with a band or a pianist or a whatever, and the audience, everybody's looking at me and I'm singing, I never got any of that. I'm pretty sure that's just not a thing. People don't get performance skills coaching. And yet, that is part of our genre. We perform. That's what we do. We are performing art. So helping your student find the kind of visual performer that she wants to be can be a really fun journey. And it's nothing that you're attached to, right? She can be this kind of performer this year and a different kind of performer next year. But learning how to use mirrors and videos, different kinds of microphones. If you have a microphone in your studio, which if you don't, you should, to sort of hone what kind of performer are you? How do you dress? How do you move? What do you look like? What, how does your appearance go with or contrast with the kind of music you're singing? These are all such fun things to explore, and you can spend time on those in a lesson. Another thing that I did not put here, although it's kind of part of genres, I guess, but that is listening. That's another thing. Another one of my small soapboxes is that you think, I've thought this for a really long time, that we must spend our lesson time with our students, our clients, our coaching time with our clients. Use the language you want. We believe we must spend that time working on their voices and their singing, because that's what we are. We're voice teachers and singing teachers. But listening and styles are part of singing. So listening, I can tell you, the most recent neurovocal class, there's 12 of us there. There's 13 of us there, including me. And I say, of all of you all who have all had voice lessons, how many of you ever spent time in your lesson with your voice professional listening in a way that will educate you and inform your own singing? How many of you have done that? One person raised their hand. Wasn't me. One person. So of 13 people, one person raised their hand. That's a thing. We need to be doing more of that. It's a really great, and especially if your person's talented, especially if you have that person who's already good. She's the one who really, really needs to be spending some time listening and copying in a conscious way. Okay, so that's me. And then the last thing, musicianship. Musicianship is also kind of a big deal. Your person may or may not be interested in learning an instrument. I like to encourage people, if they are willing, to learn guitar, because guitar, although guitar is just as difficult as any other instrument to get really good at, you can, after 2 or 3 lessons, you can strum along with a 2-chord song that you can sing with. So 2 or 3 chord song. So, thank you. Elspeth has chimed in from Canada. Thank you. Yes, there is so much more to teaching than just technique, but we do get caught up in that, right? So with musicianship, thank you, Elspeth. With musicianship, please be aware, and this is me going back to the don't section, but please be aware of the kind of musician you are talking to. So, for instance, if your person is, if they're wanting to, if they are a great music theater, let's say they want to work in music theater, they're going to need to learn to sight read at least a little bit, because that's a thing that happens in music theater. If they're a band singer, no, do not spend time on that, because it's never going to be necessary. However, the band singer needs to know what song form is and how to communicate that song form to the rest of the band. Music theater singer, not an issue. So that's just an example. The musicianship that is appropriate to the genre that this singer is naturally good at is going to be super helpful to her and very, very empowering to her. So spending time on her musicianship is also a great use of your time. So there is so much that you, with your magical skills. I'm going to put up this thing again, because that's you. Oh yeah. You work in your magic. So there's just so much that you can do to help the singer who's already good. Just remember what an amazing musician you are, and how much experience and care and love. And the most important thing, please don't forget that you are her island. You are the person who takes her seriously, who listens to her, who cares about her as a musician, not just as a person, as a musician. You're the person who can take this journey with her and be her guide and be her safe space to do some exploring and take some risks. And that stuff there, you can't put a price tag on that, y'all. You really, please don't forget how vital, how important, how wonderful you are in this person's life. Okay? Because you got to work your magic. So I am Meredith Colby. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm grateful for your time and your attention, and have a great week. Bye-bye.